Very good, doesn't it? It's coming out. You guys can hear me very well. And how is everybody in the internet world? And good morning, and have a good Sabbath. And this is Maitreya, and I hope all you guys are ready for a good satsang and good discussion here in the mission of Maitreya. And if somebody is not hearing me well, let us know. Apparently, we got all the problems.
Maitreya, it's Tahara. The voice is breaking up somewhat when you're speaking.
Okay. Is anybody else has this problem in the internet?
Salam, Maitreya, I've got exactly the same problem.
Okay. Okay. Why did you take it out of the voice active?
Maitreya, I also have the same problem.
Okay.
He said take you out of voice activation. It's strange. We just checked that one.
Okay, now push the button on the voice. I need to see, maybe that's the voice activation problem.
Okay.
Okay, how about now? Is that sound better now, or am I still breaking up? We took the voice activation off. That might be the problem. If you have any problem, still let me know.
We could try increasing the time for voice activation.
Mhm.
Coming in loud and clear.
All right, it's the voice activation then.
Well, we could try increasing the
Well,
time.
it's
Should we do
over.
that?
It's fixed now, as far as
Okay.
Should we try increasing the time?
Okay, then we need to do that. Okay, we are going to increase the time a little bit. Isn't it voice activation now?
Okay, try it.
Okay, we are trying voice activation with a longer delay time. If there is a still problem, let us know. Am I still breaking up?
I can see it. You're still breaking up.
Okay.
Maybe we should try even higher.
Okay, let me do that.
Shalom, Maitreya. Sound better, you're not breaking up, but you're still very quiet, like the volume might be lower than everybody else's. Everybody else is coming in louder than you.
Okay.
Okay, try it now.
I was doing it also check the volume of the microphone. Do you know how to do it?
I think so.
No, you have to go to the that yellow.
Yeah.
Mhm. Just not the speaker. You have to double click on it. Have to go to option.
It's almost the highest.
Microphone.
Almost. Now I just put it a little higher.
Go to the option.
Option. No, look, it has play control, C.
I know. As you go to the option, go to the file option. Okay. Now go to record.
Go to what? I have
File option.
Oh, I think it's right there. Yeah, I think it's right
Oh.
No. You were doing okay.
Alright, here.
Okay. Is there any file there?
No.
What's the first command over there?
Options and help.
Okay. So go option.
Okay.
Okay. Property.
There we
Okay. Go to the recording and say okay. Now how's the speaker? How's the microphone?
Okay, I see.
go. It was low.
Low. Okay.
I don't understand. What's the difference?
It's the different. That is recording. The other one is the.
How high should you go up?
Go pretty high, almost to the end.
Go ahead, 3 4
Okay, you don't have to completely get rid of that window. Just close it down to the. Okay. Okay. Did you increase the delay too?
All the way up to the very last.
Okay. Okay, guys. In the internet, you guys should be hearing me much better now, and I should not be breaking as much. Is that correct?
That's funny.
Yes, you sound much better, much louder and very clear, no breaking up.
All right, okay. Does anybody else has any problem?
That's funny.
Okay, bring the delay a little lower.
Now it's okay, Maitreya, no problem.
Okay, then we got the problem solved. I don't know what's the problem with the computer, but the speaker, the microphone gets turned down, and so you guys be careful to next time you have a thing going on. Look at the microphone to see if it's high. But if sound is okay, well, let's go to the news then. We have another person who got initiated. Congratulations, Pooja, our new baby in the mission. How is your meditation?
It's progressing. It's still more challenging to get still after the in-breath, but it's going to happen. I feel real good about it, and I'm very grateful to be able to play a larger part in the mission. I'm glad to be with all of you.
Sure. Okay, and of course, you know, just concentrate on the out breathing too, and the same thing that you hear in out breathing, you're gonna hear in the in breathing. So she is one of those people. She says that whenever they told her to hold her breath, breathing, she breathed out and then hold it instead of breathing in and holding it. So it's a little more difficult for her to hear the, you know, the meditation inside, going inside. So anybody wants to congratulate her, go ahead. Yeah, sure. Of course, this congratulation is both for Gita and Pooja that they joined us. Good.
Congratulations, Gita and Pooja. Wondering?
What?
Who was that? I think it was
I'm sorry, Pooja, we couldn't understand. Emma, okay, but you what?
Did you receive my package in the mail?
No, it has not. It's not here yet.
Where did she send it to?
What address
I
did?
sent it overnight delivery. I guess I have to go and check with the post office.
Wow.
For overnight delivery.
To post office box?
Huh? Where did you send it to?
I sent it to the P.O. box, and I sent it Monday. It went out Monday. We should have had it Tuesday.
No, Emma, we have not received it yet, and that is why, you know, I was waiting for it. No, we did not receive. We are gonna check the mail here, and you check it there to see what happened to it.
I sent it to P.O. box 44100. Is that correct?
That is right. Can you tell the rest of it? Albuquerque, New Mexico 87174.
Yes, Maitreya, that's correct. I have to go to the post office after this visit. They're still open. I need to check on that.
Okay, well, also Kyosha is the person who checks the mail for us. She just went to see if she has it or
I
not.
thought maybe I had put some letters on the side of the bag, but I
Okay,
took those out.
so you didn't get it. Okay, she says she has not received it. We're gonna check it again maybe Monday, but you have to see what happened to it. We have not received the package. Okay, do you guys want to say your congratulations or what?
Yes. Congratulations, Gita and Pooja.
Congratulations.
Oh, wow.
The beats you have.
So glad. And
for your initiation.
Okay.
You're always
Congratulations.
We'd like to welcome Pooja and Geeta as initiates of Maitreya and our fellow devotees on the Eternal Divine Path. Welcome and praise God.
Welcome also from all of us here at the mission to Pooja and Geeta on their initiation. God bless.
You made it.
You made it. Wow, good.
Thank God.
Congratulations from my part also. And I want to thank Geeta for the nice card she sent me for the calendar of God. It is very kind of you. Thank you very much.
What was that?
Geeta sent Radha a card for her sending the calendar.
No, we can't do that. Maybe if we have a nice artist and we have beautiful painting or sketches made by them, we can make a calendar, like a calendar they make, each page for every month, part of the mission or some beautiful thing related to virtues, or just make it a real calendar. Of course, this is an idea again. It's not something you have to worry about. Okay, well, we also have a request for another initiation from Ima. Of course, I was waiting for her attachment piece. As we discussed it, it's a bit too loud.
It is a little too
Yeah,
loud.
it's that one. Right. It's just back little noise background. Okay, that's only much better, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So we are waiting for her attachment piece. Apparently, somehow we didn't get it. I don't know what happened. Probably we'll find out. And she's going to check out to see what happened. But probably we're going to have that initiation next week or something. Yes?
I'm sorry. Can you please ask her if she sent it in a box or an envelope and what color the packaging was? So.
Okay, Ima, the question, don't ask question yourself. Go ahead.
Sure. Anna, on your package, did you send it in a box or an envelope? Because I remember something coming in earlier this week, like a yellow envelope, and I know that I turned it into the mission, and I'm wondering, was that yours or was that from one of the other disciples or whatever? That might have been Pooja's actually, so maybe that's what I'm wondering. This one.
It was in a white and a blue plus envelope marking priority mail because I sent it overnight. I sent it Monday and it should have been there by Tuesday, and my heart is broken. But I will go down there today and find out because I do have a receipt and everything.
Okay, if it was a
priority mail
if it
in a blue and a white envelope.
It was Pooja's.
Okay, if it was a priority mail, usually they give you a yellow slip. Did you receive a yellow slip to go to the window? All right.
And I checked my
It's okay, Ima. Don't worry about it. Just check out to see where it is. We find it out. You will be initiated anyway, eventually. So you just find out what happened to it, and we find out. But unless I receive that piece, you're not going to be initiated. Okay, and we're going to have a discussion today about the e-commerce. Me and Pooja and Ishvara and Radha have been discussing these things and together. Mostly Radha and Ishvara and me and Ishvara and Pooja, we're discussing these. So we're going to bring this up for discussion and get some more input from everyone about it. And also we have a question by Geeta that we're going to discuss that, and if there is another questions, of course we can discuss those too. So is there anything so far you have any question about? Otherwise we're going to go right to the e-commerce and we bring that matter up. Okay, it sounds like we can just go on. Of course, everybody knows that we're trying to get the mission to have the e-commerce on our website. That means that people can go inside the website and just want to do the plan or some of the satsangs or keys or whatever they can, or a rosary or whatever we offer. They can click on it and just charge in their account, and either we or the people who are in the charge in that piece of part of the mission can just ship it to them and make it easier for everyone to handle the things that we have available for the people. And so it's been discussed with me and Ishvara, discussed it for a long time. Of course, Pooja got involved last week, and I give the floor to Ishvara mostly and Radha, because they have been discussing it this morning in the other conference room, in French conference room, and apparently they have come with some ideas to discuss with us. And apparently Radha is going to be the person going to be a speak for Ishvara. Okay, Radha, Ishvara is yours.
I think, Ishvara, if you have something to say, you can say it.
Okay. The first problem is, do we need to have, to keep, to know the credit card number of the purchaser? I think it's not useful. For the security, it's better for us, because we do not know this number, so we cannot have problem with it. What do you think about that? First point, first topic.
Okay, and did everybody understood what you said?
Yeah, he was talking about that we don't need to have the credit card number of the person. I guess maybe he means to have it on our website or something to keep it. I'm not sure what he means about it.
Okay, Radha, can you translate that? Okay, as I understand that he is talking about the credit card number, right? That we don't need to have it.
Yes, I will try to explain what I understand of that question, and I think I have a right idea of the problem, but I will try to explain it to you. First of all, I think the mission, you have to go to get a bank, your usual bank maybe, and look and see with them what is the process to get an account, commerce account in that bank. And if they need if they have some specifications, you will send the specification to Ishvara, and he will fix a web page in the web of the mission to enable people to buy some products. And Ishvara can do that page. He can write that web page with with the access. He can do I don't know the word, but when you put your name, your address, and all the information, you have a formula. But I think you know what I mean. And he can fix that part. And when the person has written all the information, what the person wants to buy, and the price of the purchase, we can add a button, and that button will send that person to the bank, to your bank. And there, the person will put her or his Visa or MasterCard number in the bank, directly in the bank. So the bank will receive the money, and the bank will send you at the same moment, will send to the mission will send the transaction, will tell you that the transaction is done for that person. So what Ishvara was saying is that the mission do not need an account, a commerce, a merchant account, because we don't want to do the transaction through Visa and pay for it, because it is not free. But we will ask a bank to do the transaction for us. And I think it will be easier like that. And the bank will ask for a fee, I think, but it will not be as big as to add a merchant account, Visa or MasterCard. I will stop here, and maybe if you have some questions, I will let you talk a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Maybe Ishvara can add something, I don't know.
Okay, Ishvara, if you don't have anything to say, just say I don't have anything to say, so we know that we can go on. Hmm?
That is all I need to say.
Oui, voilà, that is the exact problem. It seems that we just need to have to find a bank who can give us this possibility to catch a credit card purchase. I don't think we have to receive this credit card number, so it is easier for us about security, you know?
Okay, I think I'm getting some idea. So the bank has to be a local bank, and I don't think that's going to be a problem, because mission account is in Bank of America, and Bank of America is one of the largest bank in United States, and I'm sure that they easily can accommodate us with that. So what Ishvara is saying, we don't need a merchant account, we need a bank that we can charge the credit to it. Is that what it is, Radha?
Yes, exactly. You have to go to your bank and fix the question with them. And if they ask for some software, special software, just tell them that Ishvara will develop, he will write a software. He is able to do it. So we don't have to buy a new software or a special software for that. Ishvara can develop a software, because it will be very simple at the beginning, and it is pretty easy to do it for him. And but we need the bank account, so the people who want to buy something will go directly to the bank to pay, and they will give their Visa or MasterCard number directly to the bank. We will not speak it, so it will be more secure, and the bank will tell you at the same moment that the transaction is done, it's okay, have the transaction number, and it is the simplest way to do it now, and the cheapest too.
But we don't know if the bank wants us to make the software. It might be part of the whole package, that
Okay, Kyosha has a question, I guess.
Also, I'm wondering if anybody knows if there's any charges. I've had merchants tell me before that when they have the benefits of using Visa and MasterCard, that they have some kind of a charge. I don't know how often, monthly or whatever, so I'm wondering if anyone knows about that.
Yeah.
For my part, I think that we are not asking to receive Visa and or MasterCard. We are not asking an account to receive that. The only charge will be from your bank, your local bank. But we are sure that we will ask for some charge, but not as much as Visa or MasterCard, I think.
Yeah, usually there is a charge. They don't do anything free, so there is going to be some charge. Of course, each bank charge differently, and we have to see what they are going to charge for us. And probably look at a couple of banks and to see which one is cheaper, which one is easier to do, and all that. Okay, so in that case, we don't need any merchant account. I think they're done. Turn that off completely. Okay. Is the message going through?
Yeah.
Okay, because that breaks up the thing. Thank you. And property, remember? Okay, so we're going to probably look into that here in the mission then, if it's local bank, so it has to be local, close to the mission and all that, so we can easily access to see if everything is okay. All right, and so we have the account, we have to research on that one then this week. This is the first time I thought we have to get the merchant account. Now you're saying no, we don't need the merchant account. That makes a difference. We're going to start looking into this here. Okay, now we have the account, and we send the information to Ishvara. And then what happens, Ishvara or Radha?
Then with the information from your bank, Ishvara can make a web page where the purchaser will be able to put his name and all information and the list of the things he wants to buy, and then submit the purchase, the purchase, submit it to the payment process, and clicking on that button, the payment process will send it in to the bank, into your bank. So it will pay directly to the bank, and the bank will advise you that a payment has been done, and you will receive the transaction number.
Okay, so what you're saying is he's going to write the database and connect that to the bank payment in a secure way, right?
Yes, that's the way I understand it, and Ishvara says that he can do it, but with a few times, maybe a few weeks, because it is a little bit of programming, but he can do it, he knows how to do it, and this is it, and maybe with the information from the bank, this will it will be easier for him to do the right thing. Okay. And after, it's only a question of links, and it's easy to put on the website.
Okay, great. So then we're going to have an e-commerce in the web. Now the question for Ishvara, can you put also pictures in a database?
I think it's possible, but today I don't know how, but I think we can do that.
Okay.
I have still to learn about that, but I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think the Access to accepts the pictures. Yeah, right? You don't know, okay. So Saraji is our Access expert here in the mission. So of course he did very small, simple database for just the member information and initiations and things like that, and keeping some other information, very small thing. So she doesn't know if they take the picture, but I think they do, all of the programs in Microsoft do accept the pictures, so I assume that it will. And okay then, Now the only thing I guess left, we were discussing it, the fields, the amount of the information mission likes to ask, mission like to ask people to enter the database when they wanna, what we're gonna ask them. So Pooja found some information. She went to a couple of websites and find some information that I sent to Ishvara, and the Ishvara has those. Most of those are the name, credit card number, credit card, date, type of credit card, name of the card holder, confirmation that card address is the same as the address of the person, date of the most recent order if they had any. If not, then they're the first time buyer. Okay, temporary order file. Okay, 20 lines of description if they want to give it to the mission. Quantity, item number, item description, color, personalization, unit cost for all units. Okay, product total, shipment cost, sales tax, option for insurance and or quick shipment. Okay, total, and I added something like if you want receive missions newsletter. If you want to put this down, Ishwara, these are the new things. If you didn't, then if they would like to receive the mission newsletter. How did you hear about us? If a friend referred you, the name and address if they want. Interests, they can have a section called option. They have an option to enter or don't, so if they don't want to, that's fine. Interest, if you can know a little about their interest, age, education, gender. And also when I went to the Egghead, and they have a long list that they have sectioned it, for instance, billing, the section about billing information. Again, the first name, the last name, company, address, city, the state, zip code, country, day phone, evening phone, fax phone, email, and then the next section is the payment method, the credit card, expiration date. Just a second. Trying to open this page. And they have another section called shipping information, if it's different than the regular address, something like that. Again, the first name, last name, company, address, city, estate, and on. And then they have a section, users, name and password. So we can have a section. Of course, this is too much for us right now, but they can even register as a registered people, and next time they want to buy something, they can just put their username and password, and all this information is going to be entered for them, so they don't have to worry about to enter them every time they want to buy something. And the next section is the optional information, that we can put the information that they don't have to give it to us if they don't want to. Okay, so these are the things that we came up so far, but we were going to brainstorm today from everyone. If everybody has another idea, they can bring it in and add to this list and see, and eventually we come with very good ideas for Ishvara to make those fields in the database. So if you guys have any question about this thing, let me know. And if you know what I just went through very fast, and you think we missed something, go ahead. And any ideas, just throw it in. Don't worry about if it's accepted or not, if it's good or bad. Just, it's a brainstorming. Just throw it in.
I have a couple of things to say. First of all, I will not ask any question about the credit card number. We will not need it if the bank is our, the place where the payment is done. We will not need information on the credit card of the person. And second, there is a very long list of fields, and I think we should put fields that will be that the person will have to fill, and we should add fields that is optional, because we cannot ask everybody to tell us all those information, but we can add a small part that they have to fill, and a part that is not they are not obliged, but they don't have if they don't want. And but it is a big work to put all those fields in a database, and maybe Ishvara can begin with a few of them, only those important fields, because it will be, and you can add fields at any time in a database, it's not a problem. And in the beginning, I think we should begin all those fields very simple.
I would like to say that it's not difficult to put a lot of fields. That is not the problem. The problem is if we want to implement this database as soon as possible, it would be better to create a small one. By example, we cannot keep the name, the name, the address of the purchaser for the first time, for the first small detail. It can be easy to create it quickly. But if we want to relate all this information between them, we need a little more time. Do you understand?
Yes, we understand. So we are going to start simple, and as Radha mentioned, we're going to have all the information we need, and after that we say click here to go to the payment, which goes to the bank, and it's going to be a secure payment environment, and they're going to pay them, and so they receive the credit card. We don't have to worry about that part of it, right?
If the bank has
Exactly. We can do very soon what we are doing now, plus a small button where the purchaser can buy what he wants with his credit card.
Very good. Okay, yeah, that is the whole idea. So if anybody else has any ideas or any suggestions, anything that you guys might bring in that we forgot, or it's going to be a good idea. Of course, one of the good ideas who just sent me was we can ask them, do you like to send this to one of your friends? They might have a friend that they like that idea or the book or something, and they might just click on it, and then they fill the address of their friend and send their information to that friend. I don't know how difficult it is to make a database to do that, but if we can this probably add later on as we start the simple. But that's a good idea. We just put simple field, which is very necessary, just like their name, their first name, their last name, their address, their email address, their probably telephone number and fax number if they have, and make it very simple in the beginning. And then, of course, Ishwara has become more proficient in it. He can just keep adding good ideas. But if you have any other ideas you want to share, again, we will listen to your ideas.
It's me again. I don't know if it's a good thing to put the taxes and all the fees separately. Maybe we can put in the price the taxes, because the people will purchase, will come from anywhere in the world, so they don't need to know exactly what is the taxes in New Mexico. meeting, the price we will put on the website can include the taxes. I don't know if it's a good idea, if we can do it. And for the sending, the post.
Oh, okay. Is it lagging? Am I in? It's just lagging.
Even though it says silence, your name is still lit up.
Hello? How about me? No?
It says you're talking, but
Oh,
Ron's
is it?
name is
Okay.
still lit up.
Yeah, that is still lit up. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, probably she has a problem there. Okay, well, I should have...
Wait. We just got disconnected.
You did?
Everybody just got disconnected.
No kidding, really?
Almost everybody.
Everybody is, isn't it?
All that's left to hear is Var, Emma, Pooja, and Gita.
Who?
As far to hear is Var, Emma, Pooja, and Gita. Everybody else is
Yeah,
gone.
okay.
There was a problem on the net.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I have to put voice
Okay, maybe I should have explained it about the taxes. That the taxes are probably mostly is in the United States, and some states do charge taxes when you buy over internet, and some other states don't charge taxes, so you don't have to pay tax. So that part of the tax is for the people in the United States, that the state gonna charge them tax, charge the bank tax when they buy something over internet. But if you're buying from Canada or from France or from any other place in the world, there's no tax, for them. So that is the part mostly for people in the United States. It is not the tax we pay, which we don't pay tax for the thing we sell. Actually, probably we don't need that because we are a tax-exempt organization. They might, I'm not sure about that, but it's going to be a couple of cents, it doesn't matter. Maybe we just can forget about the tax and just include, if they charge a tax, we just take it from the whatever we get for the thing we sell over the internet. Okay, anything else? Am I lit up? Why am I lit up? Doesn't
Where
go?
you just got disconnected again. It keeps saying no answer. And now it's taking a long time to refresh.
Okay. That's a good news. Probably internet is so loaded.
Okay.
Okay, it sounds like we are having problem here. We keep getting disconnected from the web.
Ron
And
is gone too.
who?
Ron.
That is going to. Sounds like we both have a problem. Anyway, but the question, it seems that we have talked about e-commerce to the point that we know what we are doing and everything is set. And is there anything else, Ishvara, that you feel that has to be discussed? And as I said, if you guys, anybody thinks we need a new field or any good ideas you have seen in internet and you want to share with us, go ahead. And Ishvara, is there anything else you want to discuss?
No, for me it's okay. Maybe Samaji could send me which kind of database she has, because she seems to know very well about access. And
I don't have
Pooja
anything right now.
has
We got
good
lots.
ideas
I have
too
nothing.
about, for example, the
Really?
the purchaser is happy to know that he just pay what he has to pay for the shipping. These kind of things. If we put all together, we can do a good job all together.
Okay, well,
Ishwara, it seems that the database that I had for the mission got lost somewhere, you know, when my computer went down. So actually I don't have it anymore, and I'm really not very knowledgeable about Access. I was able to use it a little bit, but I'm not sure that I can really help too much in that aspect.
Daddy,
yeah.
somebody's missing.
Emma.
I can't tell. No, Emma's here. I can't tell who's missing.
Radha,
No.
Gita?
Radha's here. Gita's here.
Puja,
Pooja's here.
Shakti,
Shakti's there.
Kalahara.
Everybody that I can think of is here, except there's only 11 people.
How many did you need?
What? There was 12 when everybody was on here this morning. That was
Really?
only 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Pooja?
Yeah, that's enough. That's eight. There are 8 people. Oh,
No, there's 8 people including us.
it's okay. So well, it's missing the missing.
No,
It's,
who's
well,
missing? I thought I can't.
it's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's. As we have more important things to discuss right now. It's not that important. If you find who he was, great. But if it is okay. Okay. Well, anything else anybody wants to add to this? All right then, we go ahead and go to the question from Gita. Next step. Oh, by the way, yeah, I'm just gonna explain that as what Saraj explained. Apparently, she just used the database in a very simplest way, and she doesn't consider herself as an expert at all. And so, apparently, in that aspect, she cannot help you very much. Ishwara, you are in your own, and I don't know too much about Access either. And so, we are all counting on you.
Maitreya, the question is, I am curious as to why God's calendar only has lady names.
Yeah, that's a good question. And if you look at the calendar, we have two kinds of calendar: the solar calendar and lunar calendar. Solar calendar we use for business activities, just like it starts the solar calendar starts in the 21st of March. Okay, that's when the spring starts, solar spring starts, and the reason we accept that one is like everything is renewed, and the spring is here, everything become rejuvenated, and the new year starts. And also God said, start the first month of the year in the spring as well. So the solar year started to the 1st of March, and the solar year, all of them have what kind of name? Males. Okay, and our lunar year, which are a spiritual year, and we keep our Sabbats and our holy days according to the lunar year, and the moon is related to woman and the female energy. Actually, if you know most of the languages that they separate language to male and female, usually sun is male and moon is female. And so it seems like it's appropriate that whatever related to moon should be looked as a female energy, and whatever related to sun as a male energy, and we can see even in this in a spiritual world, how many women do we have in this mission? How many male we have in this mission? So we can see that females are more attracted to the spiritual things much faster for them to accept, and become spiritual than males. Males have, have a lot of things to do, and they have to go and fight and win the bread, or they're too macho probably to join the new ideas. They have their own ideas, and unless they eventually, persuaded to change their mind, or they have been a great self for a long time, they will join the mission and the new ideas. So that is some reasons why we accepted the month based on moon with the names of the female, and the month based on the sun with the name with the male. And usually, actually, if you see this, the suns and the moon, they have a counter. If the sun is Adam, the moon is Eve, Adam and Eve, or Shiva and Shakti, and Krishna and Radha. It just go one hand by hand, and that is the reason. But of course the lunar year, or based on moon, does not start in a specific day. Okay. The solar year starts in 21st of March, but the lunar year changes according to the 10 days that every year we lose, because the moon goes 10 days faster than sun around the around the sun, around the earth. The 12 moon around the earth is 10 days shorter than earth goes around the sun. So we lose 10 days every year. So that's why we jumped the last year. Instead of 12 months, we have 13th month. And the 13th month, of course, has its own name, neither male and female. And these are some reasons that we have the female name for the lunar year. Do I cover all the reasons for it? Okay, did that answer your question, Gita?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, and then I will be open to anything else you guys have in mind. Bring it up. Izzy, have a question?
Just, what is the name of the 13th month?
Actually, I had a question, kind of going back to that database. When people sign up for the newsletter, once we get it like on the email thing, can't they provide the information that way, and then we create a database that way without necessarily having to ask for their Visa cards? This way, that kind of information can stay. Instead of separate, so they can just offer their information and then.
Right, that sounds good.
Well, she's saying like when people sign up for the mailing list, they put their name.
They can
But
click
actually-
and join with friends and or give us to their friends or whatever. Is that a possibility with it?
So when they sign up for the mailing, be put on the mailing list, they only sign up. They only put their email address. That's essentially all they put.
A name,
Right now.
first name, last name,
And
email
email
address.
address, but they don't put all the other information.
They have the option to add put comments or something.
Right. So she's saying, can we relate this database to that database?
Okay, the problem is here they have to pick up a product. Which one do they want? If we just don't need their name and address, but we have to know which one to ship to them. Okay, do they want a book? Do they want a rosary? Actually, I'm thinking eventually when Puja is set her e-commerce and has our rosary in her database, we can just, when they want a rosary, they say, yes, I'm interested in rosary. We have a connection right to her database, and they would go to her database and they look at the rosary she has for them, and she can order them directly from her, and we don't have to even be involved in that process. And then, of course, she send us a list of who bought what and what their addresses are, or we can set up the database in such a way to send an email to both of us, one to her and one to us, so we know what she bought or she sold. So they have to accept, they choose a product, which product do they want. So in the one we have right now, actually it's not a database, it's just a software written to redirect their information to the email addresses that we tell them to send to. So it's not really that complicated database that can handle ordering and shipping and sending the information to everyone. Does that make sense to you, Gita? No? Of course, probably Ishvara can explain that much deeper level to us if you understand what the question is, Ishvara. They're asking if we can use the same database, the same process we have sending the email about the newsletter, use that one for the database.
Actually, I'm not. I'm actually speaking about. I think they're totally different. I'm thinking like sometimes I've gone into places where they say subscribe to our newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of questions, and they say, what do you like about yourself or whatever? What do you think about this? That's what I'm thinking. Is there something we can do with the newsletter that I believe Sarah's working on?
So does she mean when somebody, I don't understand.
Okay, Gita, apparently we do not understand the question. Can you elaborate?
Okay, I'll try again. What I'm trying to think, if we get a newsletter that is on the internet, and just how some people, you have the option of subscribing to their news groups, etc., that at that point sometimes they'll ask you a couple questions, and that is it possible to create a database for that way, without necessarily for products? This is just for them to enhance their spiritual knowledge or to get more information about the mission.
So she's talking about people that subscribe to our newsletter to have a separate database for them, just information
I
about
think you're
those
asking that
people.
if we started an automated
Not
mailing
anything
list,
to do with buying our
that
materials.
you could then, as part of the subscribing process, ask a couple of questions, which is real common on a couple of the big automated mailing list places, and they give I have a couple for my bead business, and you can ask people questions and have that filled in and have it be a small database.
Just a separate small database for the subscribers of the newsletter.
Just for the
Information on-
newsletter,
right, just for the
not
newsletter.
more. Okay, so the question is related completely to the newsletter part of the mission, not the e-commerce, right?
Yes, actually the way that Pooja explained it, that's what I was thinking, if that's something we could later on develop. I mean, yes.
Maybe she doesn't realize that we're already doing
Okay, we already have a section about the newsletter which asks very simple questions. Your name, first name, last name, your address, and any comments you might have. Okay, are you saying we should add some other options into that newsletter database, or it's a CGI actually? I don't know exactly what it stands for, but that's what they use for that newsletter. So you are suggesting to add more information to that newsletter portion of the mission, right?
Yes, I was just wondering if that's something we were pursuing in that route. But yeah, that's what I was inquiring about.
Okay, Ishvara, what do you think?
Gita,
Okay, Ishvara, what do you think about that? Can we do that in the newsletter part? Put more options for the people to fill in?
Please, what I can try to translate for me, I do not understand all what you say.
Okay, I'm sorry, before you do
Sorry, I'm not sure of the question. Could you repeat, please?
Okay, let's put it this way, Gita. If we want to add some fields to the newsletter, what were you suggesting to add? Like what?
Basically the same fields of the optionals that you were going to add to the one that you were going to use for the individuals that were going to buy. So these optional fields would be available also for those that have the newsletter, so that we could create links for them or options to get more information about the mission.
Actually, Gita, I think you brought up a real interesting idea, because right now when people connect to the website, they can sign up for the mailing list, and that's when they put their name and their email address, and then there's a field for comments. But it would be interesting in that same area if also they could order things through e-commerce right there, like would you like to receive information about how to order things, or would you like to receive the newsletter? That could be an option when people first sign up for the mailing list. Is that the kind of thing that you're thinking about?
Yes, I guess I'm behind. Y'all are way ahead of me. You already have what I'm talking about. But oh well, I'm only 8 days old anyway.
Okay, yeah, all right. Okay. So the idea is to get more information from the people. The whole reason for signing up and give their name to the mailing list in the very upfront is telling them it is for the newsletter. So they're signing up actually for the newsletter, but since they're signing for the newsletter, automatically we're going to have them as a mailing list. But I want them to know that we're going to use them in the mailing list anyway. So not only they subscribe to the newsletter, they automatically become a part of our mailing list in internet. So what you're suggesting, add to that, if they want to order something from here, they can click and go to the order list. And what else can we ask them beside that? Any idea? Do you have any ideas, Gita, or you just suggesting that he consider it?
Just that particular thing, give them the option to link to that, or to, if they have a certain interest in having, apparently, then they could just link to different things. I'm just thinking, kind of like in the mall, when you have different places to go, either way they have options to go different places within the mission according to their interest. So like, let's say they're interested in whatever, like let's say they're interested mostly in like the Hebrew aspect, then we can say, well, you can go here or there. I mean, that may be a little bit too much, but I don't know what's possible. But just things like that, just based upon their interest, suggestions as to where they could go.
Okay, so they give us their interest of what part they're interested, and then we can send them an email and say, if you're interested in those things, these parts of the mission probably could appeal to you more. That's a good idea. Okay.
Make it more personal.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I recently, for my bead business, put together a beginner's meditation kit that has, the basic mantra initiation plus a little book of how-to and a mala and a little, pouch to put it in. What I was wondering is, would it be possible to put together something like a newcomer's packet that might, say, have the Let's Unify Humanity pamphlet, a couple other things, maybe a cassette tape or whatever, and make that an entry point for people. You can have this free, you can have this for $1. And that will encourage them to give their street address and get a little bit closer. And you could have that as an option off of the mailing list sign up.
Okay, very good idea, very good. And so if they say they want, more information about the mission, they will also add some package to their package and send it to them, so they have the Let's Unify Humanity and introductory package that we send to the people that are interested in the mission. Okay, Ishwar, are you putting this thing down?
Okay, Maitreya, I'm writing all what you are saying. Maybe each person who has a good idea can send an email to you or to me.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, one thing we discussed is to have more options in the newsletter sign up. Okay, and in that option, we don't know what we're going to put in it, but mostly ask them a personal question and let them know that if they give us more detail, we can direct them in a better place in the mission, that they can study things that they're more interested on, because our writing is so vast that probably some people get confused in it. And of course we can come up with that. That was the whole idea, actually the basic idea behind the comments. That's why we put that comments there, so we can, but not very many people give comments, so probably it's good to make it specified, so they will kind of forced, or they make them think about it, and they get involved more, give us some more information. And what was the second suggestion? Okay, and also probably we can put a field in the database for buying, when they order something, that if they want a package to be sent with their order, or should he just send the package anyway?
Can I talk?
Sure.
Well, my feeling is we've had experience through the years of sending out a lot of things by mail, and a lot of times not with a lot of response, and it seems like through email our response has been much better, and it doesn't have the expense of the postage. But I agree 100% with what Pooja suggested. If somebody shows an interest and they signed up for some kind of introductory package, I think that would be great.
At some kind of small cost or something,
It's a technique to get people street addresses without putting any pressure on them to actually buy. And also, it encourages people to feel slightly more committed, I think. I mean, that's the experience I've had with my own mailing list. But every so often I tell people, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope and I'll send you some fees. And after that, after they've made that step to take a commitment of doing more than just looking at a website, most times they will actually start buying beads, even if they hadn't before. So asking someone to tell you where they live is apparently, mentally speaking, a little bit of a commitment, and people then become more active. At least that's what I've experienced.
Very good. So before even we start asking them any question about the personal thing, we can ask them if they want, or maybe at the end.
Do you want us to send you an introductory package?
Package, okay. But they have already committed to buy something. That's what they are in that page. I was just wondering how we can ask them if they want introductory. But then we asked all over the web anyway. If they want more information, send us an email. Okay. Okay, Ishwara, do you understand the question now? The question is first add some options, or rather the question is add some options to the newsletter sign up, so they can give us more about themselves and their interest, and tell them that if they give us more information, we can direct them better to what part of the mission might be more interested to them. And also in the database for the e-commerce, we add a part if they want us to send them a package, introductory package for the mission.
So if they order something, they could be sent an introduction.
I think I have understood what you said, but what everybody said. Maybe we could discuss about that with Radha in the next conference room in French.
Okay, that's a good idea. So these are all good brainstorming. And sound like our discussion here in conference. Of course, we expected someone new, another new person to join us today, but yeah, apparently didn't make it, which is okay. But sounds like our discussion here becoming more business, which is okay. We have been discussing the mission for last 20 some years, and maybe it's good that we're not getting too nitty-gritty of how we can get this mission moving to the greater population in the whole earth, and how we can get, things that this has to be done, get done, with our members. Did you say something? I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
What was it?
Oh, I was just thinking in a garden magazine.
Mhm.
They'll send you this free if you order something.
They sent something free. Well, I don't.
Well, actually, Maitreya, I do have a question, but I'm sure it seems kind of silly, but why is it called the top? Why is it called THOTH? Why is it called that?
It is the abbreviation of the holiest of the holies. So that is what it becomes, though. And also, though is a Egyptian. It is said that he ruled Egypt for 50 years, and he was a great spiritual teacher. That actually a lot of people say it because of him that they have pyramids and all the knowledge and all the secrets that they knew about the Egyptian pyramids, and the way they say if you know the pyramid, you can know what's going to happen in the future and history, and he already written down what is going to come. So it's a kind of a playing on the words. It's the abbreviation of the holiest of the holies, and at the same time it's very something that it's very well known in a mystical paths and theosophical societies and the Egyptian philosophies. Not that we follow though, but we follow the eternal divine path. So it's a kind of a abbreviation of the word, and also it relates to a very long history of Though and who it was, and apparently he knew a lot about a lot of secrets of the spirit. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Gita, we have been sending email together back and forth. She is gonna go for a couple of months to Newark. Newark, is that what it is? Yeah. And she's trying to become published, and after that she will become a mission traveler. She will be traveling to different centers of the mission, and will connect with you guys. Whoever is interested, any contact who's interested to receive her, and you can of course discuss with her how long you guys want to be together and that. So she's going to travel, take this energy to that center, and from staying and encouraging and all that. That's right, Gita? Is that the agreement?
Indeed it is. I can't wait. In fact, I'm leaving this Saturday. Next Sunday I'm leaving for Newark. I was all worried about my internet connection, but I guess I'll keep AOL because they keep my email until I get there, and then I'm going to see if I can find somebody else or have two of them. I don't know what I'll do. But yes, indeed, I'm very excited about this. I am very honored and very humbled also at the same time, because there's so much to do. There's so many people that they just don't know. They need to find out. At least I figure at least let the horse get to the water. Right now they don't even know the water exists.
Exactly, very good. Yeah. Exactly, that's what I said, I was telling everybody that we at least to have to let them, everybody to hear this once. Okay, and if they didn't respond, it's not up to us, I feel that all those who are connected to mission, they have already been chosen, and so many will be called, few will be chosen, and those who are chosen, really, I don't choose them, God has already chosen them, and when they hear the mission, they say, this makes sense. Okay? A lot of people are trying to unify humanity, trying to say, oh, it is the unity in diversity, it is all in the same truth, they are saying the same thing. But none of them really explain why, what God was doing, just saying the same thing over and over, why there is so many different things between them and all that. And suddenly this mission comes and explains what happened. And it made sense, it made so much sense to me that I was willing to let everything else go and start this mission, with my life. And I think it makes a lot of sense and has a lot of truth and beauty in it. And it explains how we are unified. And therefore, as you said, that's true. We have to get them to the water. And that means at least one person, one time they can hear it, about it. So the contacts, you guys think about it, in a couple of months, we're going to ask them if you want Gita in your area. She will come to you and stay with you. Of course, she's your guest, and probably you can even arrange some people to come and visit her while she's there. And of course, as she says, she's a baby, so some of you guys are here, been here longer, so you help her and she will start traveling around. I mean, who knows, maybe she even go to Europe, to France, and also because she works with the Kelly, she can work any city she wants to, and she can even work in Europe if she wants to. So kind of like God set up her pretty much to do that. Of course, you are also welcome here, Gita. Come to the mission in our center and stay here and rest. And if you get too much, just run and come here, relax. And that is where the mission is for the people who will go around. If they need to be rejuvenated, they can come back here and get their energy up and then go out again. Okay, well, anything else, guys? We have another half an hour here, and I guess we discussed a lot of good things. And Ishvara, if you have any problem or any question about the thing we discussed here, let me know. We can have another conference and we can discuss these things. In another topic, if any of you guys need your meditation to be checked out, okay, we have now meditation room, and as we have the process in the mission, in the intranet. Read that process. I want you know the process when you come to the meditation room. Okay? So Ima, read that process of meditation and what you do with the handkerchief and the flowers. So when you come to the meditation room, I want you to know the process, how exactly, as detailed as possible. You don't have to know exactly all the details, but you have to have the idea and know some of the detail, because I'm going to ask you what's the process. And then when we get to the initiation part, your mantra then initiated. So you have to explain to me what the process is. So this goes for all of you. Read it, read those processes. That's why I put it in the internet. So I don't have to explain it over and over. It's easy. You can just read it and get it very good when you meditate. Expand your consciousness. Feel the earth. Sit at the top of the earth, and you leave it, go to the center, very humbly you enter the blue light. Of course, you have to know in more detail how it's done. But if you need your meditation to be checked and your initiation to be checked, you feel you need that, let me know, send me an email or something, we can set up a time, we get to the initiation room and check your mantras. Okay, we have a question here from Isaac Emmanuel. What is it?
What is the name of the 15th?
You have to go to the thing, come on. No, he got cut to the chair, okay.
What is the name of the 13th month?
Okay, what is the name of the 13th month? What's the name of the 13th month? Yeah, Kyosha is going to tell us what the name is.
After Isaac asked that question, I went and got it though, and actually it lists in though the 12 solar names and the 12 lunar names, and then what it says is the lunar year will fall 10 days short of the solar year. To correct this, we can add 1 month to the lunar year every 3 years to follow the tradition of the Jewish people and accept their calculations in their lunar years. But there is no name listed as far as I can see here for the 13th month at this time.
Okay, well, then the best person to ask this probably is Radha.
Yes, the name is present.
It is, okay. So old as
Present.
Presence, like the presence of God.
Presence.
Yeah, this question came up earlier, that's why it was
Okay.
brought up with RD.
So we have 12 months for 3 days. The 3rd years we have 13 months. Okay. And the 13th is always the number of God. Okay. It is not means bad luck at all, actually. It's bad luck for the people that don't know God. Those who know God, it means good luck. And that is why in a round table in the meditation, I don't know if anybody's seen the round table, those guys who have seen the round table, there are 6 couples going to sit around the round table to make a decision for the unit in the communities. And the 3rd person or the 3rd presence, which is the center of the round table, is God Himself. So whenever you gather together and you have a meeting about the community, around the round table, and it is round, that means nobody is higher than anybody else. It doesn't have the top and the side, so everybody is sitting around it and discussing things together to make a decision. So in that round table, the center of the round table is a hash sign, and that hash sign in the great sign, if you know, represent God. So He is present as the 3rd person in the 13th person of being in the discussion. So He is always present from the 12th unit in the community to the highest, which is the garden of our system. So God is number 13, and because we have 13 months in the lunar, the 3rd day every year, He's called present. So He is even more present in that year to us. Okay, does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
He says it does. Okay. curious, the news from people with the newsletter. You can ask them something if they have anything to,
No, I think I have plenty
You
for
have
the
enough.
next one. Yeah, it's just a matter of getting it together.
It's getting close to plan another one, right?
I'm planning on working on it this weekend.
As you were planning. Maybe what that means, huh?
I started reading Though. Those pages of Though.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay, any question, anything that you want to share? Remember, this is Mission of Maitreya, Eternal Divine Path. We teach the Eternal Divine Path. It has 5 steps. Meditation, awakening of the spiritual forces, communities of light, sacrifice, surrendering and submission, and become universalists. That's all you have to do, 5 steps to follow. Meditate, awaken your spiritual forces. Concentrate on the communities of light. In the community of light, you sacrifice. You let God do the action through you, and you become a universalist. That means you no longer are a man or a woman or a white or dark or yellow or from any special race. You do not belong to any country or any specific place. You are a universalist. You belong to the universe. Such a people become true elects, the children of Israel, the chosen one. That's the goal of the life, and that's what we are doing here. All these discussions, websites, the work we do has to be directed toward this end, to create the communities of light and bring the kingdom of heaven on earth. And we are all here together, here to do this. And you are my friends and my confidants, and we work together on that end. That means that we follow the Eternal Divine Path. If you don't follow the Eternal Divine Path, are we still in the mission and are we in the Eternal Divine Path? Probably we don't all follow the Eternal Divine Path now, but that's the goal we have to achieve. Sooner the better. Of course, I give you a time period to do it. If you don't do it, then, I get very upset about it. So, that is what we're doing here, and I'll be here every weekend from 10 to 12. And we can discuss anything here, anything that helps everybody else. And hopefully one day we're going to have thousands of missionaries and supporters. We have two kind of people, supporters and missionaries. Okay? We need people to support the mission so we can support the missionaries. And we need the missionaries to go out and reach out without worrying about their financial problems or being supported completely, so they can go and reach out. But we need real missionaries, okay? We need real sannyasins. Not just by the word, but by the heart. So that's something that you will decide yourself. Don't listen to me. If I say you're a sannyasin, say, no, I'm not, if you're not, okay? Have to be a real sannyasin. And so it's the 2 kind of the people are going to be helping and working for the mission. Those who are supporters and those who are reaching out. And this thing, and I coordinate the process from here, and we have to use every talent each of us has to reach to everyone we can, and those that we know. We will start from those who know. They didn't listen, don't worry about it, just reach those who don't know. don't get worried if somebody is not listening. There are plenty of other people out there that will listen to you. Okay? So don't get bogged down with your family or your friends or this and that. I'm not saying drop your family, no. Love them, respect your parents, but remember the hierarchy of beings, who's first, who's second, who's third, who's fourth, and use that as your yardstick. You never disrespect your parents, no matter what. Love them, help them, but your goal is to go to God. That is the goal of life. And if your parents are not taking you to God, then love them and help them, but say sorry, you better go to God. I help you, I love you, but if your spouse makes you become disrespectful to your parents, tell him or her very gently, I love you, but don't disrespect my parents. I have to respect them and love them, and that these are the laws that has to be understood by everyone. Unfortunately, the laws of God has been forgotten in the world. And of course I understand, if you want to build a new house, what do? You destroy the old one. That's why the old religions are all becoming decayed and they don't make sense to a lot of the followers and are full of dogmas and man-made ideas. So they are no longer there. And the base of the society is what? It's family. Family destroyed, that society is destroyed. And they just came up with the statistic and how many percent of people in the United States are married couples. Does anybody know the number? 24%. 26% of the people in the United States are married couple and have the family. It used to be 45% in the 1970s. That means it is almost only a quarter of people are in the marriage bond and their family. And as we said, the base of the society is what? Family and marriage. So we can see that, that's not a good news at all, according to God and His laws. And so we can see that it's not only here in this country, it's everywhere, and in every religions they are discarding and disregarding. There are basic truths that have to be accepted in society in order to become strong. And the hierarchy of being, the base of the communists of light, the communists of light, and all these are the answer to our problem that we have on earth. But a lot of people are going to hit the bottom. They already are. They're asking, why are children doing this thing? Why they're shooting each other? Why are not listening to us? And when you destroy the family, when you disrespect the father and bring him down, when the mother is no longer, his mother, then the children, of course, start disrespecting them. And when then disrespect comes, then they don't listen to father and mother. Why do you think if they don't listen to their parents, they're going to listen to laws? That's where the law really, the first law is established, doesn't it? In home. If they don't listen to the laws at home, do you think they're going to listen to the laws in society? They will not. So we can see that the answers are given all around, from the very, very mundane thing to the highest thing, and humanity really needs it. And of course another problem is the separation between human and humans. Borders, of course. We can see internet is doing a good job. No longer, Muslim only talk to Muslim and Christian talk to Christian and Hindus talk to Hindus and Buddhists talk to Buddhists. They talk to each other, they're yelling at each other right now. But some of those truths seeps in once in a while. Okay. But eventually they start yelling, talking, but of course they cannot overcome the differences. Who is going to overcome differences for them? Our mission. Because our mission explains it very clearly how each of them fall in God's plan. I'm not saying don't be Christian. I don't say you're Muslim or Hindu or Buddhist. Be who you are. Just expand yourself to the greater, explanation of what God has been doing for the last 12,000 years. So you can see all of you see again a big job in front of us. Big, huge. But that's okay. It doesn't mean it really is going to be a big burden in any of us. Big burden. Each of us do a little bit. Just imagine we're 7, 8, 9 people here. Now I'm going to do 11 people. We're accomplishing a great thing here. And also God has already leveled the field. When you're on the internet, nobody knows how big you are. You can just act like a big guy without being, that big. But so it's been prophesied that millions of billions of angels are gonna help us. Of course, we don't believe in angels with the wings going around and touching people, and then make a movie Touch with Angels. We make a movie Touch with God. We go beyond everybody else. We go right to the source. As I said, in this mission, we don't mess around with the mediums or anybody. We just go at the top. So we have to make a movie touched by God. And but God is working with us and helping us from all sides of in this world. So there's nothing to worry about. As I said, I started this mission with 10 cents in my pocket, and the immigration was after me. What are you doing? You're supposed to finish your education. You're not doing it. Now we are a legitimate organization that reaching to humanity to do the mission. So remember all these things that we discuss here. And if you don't believe me or you don't accept what I say, I'm always said I'm open to discuss with you. It is not the mission of brainwashing you. It's not the mission of telling you, Of course, be reasonable in your discussion or objection. Unreasonable objection or thing, it's unreasonable. You can discuss things that in an unreasonable way. But if you have a legitimate, reasonable thing that I say you don't believe in or you don't accept, I'm very open to discuss it with anybody. Okay, well, I guess I reiterate these things so we all remember why we are here and why this mission is, what this mission is all about. Especially you guys don't have any questions. Okay. So I just repeat this thing. Okay, anything that...
Actually, I do have a question for you. I need a little bit of clarification for one of the 33 virtues. The patience for honor. What is that supposed to mean?
Okay, it is supposed to mean what it exactly says. It means you have to be patient to be honored. It means that if you are doing great things and people not honoring you, if you think you are great, but you are not receiving your honor, be patient. If you are really great, then eventually people will recognize and realize your greatness. Okay, and but if you become very upset why the people don't recognize your greatness, maybe there's a kind of a little grandeur, what's that? Delusion of grandeur might be working in there. That you think you are great. Why don't people see how great you are? But maybe you are in your mind you're great, but people don't see you as you see yourself. As I said, there are three. If you study psychology, there's a book called self-analysis or or something like that, and it explains that each person has three personality really. One personality is what you think you are, and another personality is what other people think you are, and the third one is that what you really are. Okay? If there is a gap between these three, then there is a conflict of psychological conflict within you. You think you are great, people don't see you are great, but you are something between. Okay? Not as great as you think you are, as not bad as they think you are, but maybe something between. So we have to bring that personality to as closer as to your actual thing you are. So if you have a delusion of grandeur, you know, and the people don't appreciate you, sit back and meditate, says, how come I think like this, but other people don't think the way I think of myself? Or maybe I'm not the thing I am, maybe they are right, and then you see no way, but maybe they are not right neither, because each of us look at the world through different color, according to our ego, according to our background, according to our, you know, understanding of the world. We see different colors. So the way they see me also is colored with what? Their ego and their, you know, delusion of grandeur. And so who really am I then? If I'm not the one I think I am, and I'm not the thing they think who I am, that's where meditation comes in. Meditation peels away your delusion. Okay? And as it peels away your delusion, you become closer and closer and closer to who you really are. And then after all, you don't care. If anybody who thinks what about you, and you don't care if they honor you either. The most important is you have the mission or something to do and you do it. If they honor you, say thanks God, it was thanks God do it through me, so you're not getting attached to it. If they say you are bad, they say I'm sorry, okay, you think I'm bad, okay, but I know who I am and I don't have to listen to you, so you can just go ahead and do what is needed to be done and you will be called for. So if you're really honorable and you're doing a great job, first of all, you shouldn't really crave for, you know, honor anyway. But if you are, you have to be patient. You have to say, okay, I'm not gonna, you know, demand people to honor me. Maybe what Maitreya says is true. Maybe I do have a delusion, you know, and I think I'm honorable, but I'm not. So in a way, meditate, know yourself, become closer to who you are, and eventually you will be honored because you will become great. If you follow the divine path and our teaching and get rid of your ego, you have no choice. You have to become great. Because you have the grip of the greatest teaching, or greatest, I don't want to boast about teaching, because they will say, oh, probably he's boasting about his teaching. It's not my teaching anyway. It's God teaching that came through this vessel. But you have the really greater grip to the reality. It is so, mission is so real. Okay? Because when you say God is doing through you, it's absolutely ego shattering. Okay? And what are we trying to do? We're trying to get rid of our egos. What is the problem of the world? Ego. What God hates? Ego. That's the only thing He hates. Nothing else. He doesn't hate you. He hates ego, the thing we relate to ourselves to define ourselves. Okay? And what we have wars and destruction and superiority complex and the inferiority complex and all those things because of our ego. Okay, why Milosevic, what's that his name? Milosevic thinks he's superior to the, Romanians because he has a big ego. Okay, why, people, have fights and destruction because of their egos. Why, some people think they are superior to others because it's just, why we are afraid and think because of our ego. It's just all relates to our ego. Okay? If we get carried company of light, if we help each other, do you think we're going to have any fear of physiological and safety need? We won't. Because there's people we can trust and can work together. No matter what life throws to us, we can handle them together. But if you're by yourself out there with no support, why we cannot get together? Because we have big egos. Okay. So that's why we have to be patient for honor. We should not crave to be honored. If you're honored, great. But if you're not, then we have to look at ourselves to see why we're not, and not to crave for it. Any craving, but the craving to become one with God is not good. So that's really that taste for honor means, to realize this thing and recognize that by following this truth, you will be honored. But even then, he thanks everybody and say, it's God has done through me. Does that make sense? Gita?
Yes, actually it does. Yes, thank you, it does. Because I was kind of baffled by it, because I thought it was an oxymoron, because one should, just to be in the mission and have an opportunity to work is rewarding enough itself. So I was not understanding it, but now that you've clarified it, I guess for those that wish to be honored, they should be patient and then wait. But if honor is to be at one with God, then be patient, I'll have to be patient. So keep on working at it and do what I can do, and all we do as we do, and go from there. But that's what I was kind of worried about. It didn't make any sense to me, but no, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely, that's beautiful. Okay, now we have a couple of more minutes left here for us. Just come out of our meditation and okay, one more question. Shakti, it's for Shakti. How's your making pouches for rosary coming? Are you guys and Puja in touch about that? I was wondering about that.
Maitreya, I hope you're not that I'm not coming through cut off. I have not started making the rosary pouches, but I have been in contact with Puja. She was going to let me know when we get the rosaries to the size. Can you hear?
Yes, we can hear you. You break a little bit, but you are coming over fine. We can understand what you're saying. Go ahead.
So I'm going. She will let me know when she gets them the size and. That seems a little bit about the different kind of containers. For the rosary. I have something I wasn't going to mention it, but
It's really,
it's like we may be moving to another area a little about ready.
okay, Shakti, you're really not breaking up. We are not receiving you very well at all.
She could email us.
Yeah, Joe, why don't you send an email and tell me in the email what's happening? We cannot understand what you're saying. You're breaking up bad now.
I'm sorry about that, Maitreya. I'll send an email.
It's okay, Shakti. Don't worry about it. It sounds like your connection goes to a lot of different server because you're not in a big city. So I don't think it's your system. All right, don't worry about it. Just be in touch with Puja and probably send those pouches to her so she can. Because as I understand, you have mailed some rosary out, Puja, this Friday, or you're gonna do it? You were telling me something about that.
Yes, I've been working on them some more. I'm finding this a very frustrating exercise personally because none of them seem as good as the ones I got from you. And nevertheless, I'm going to take a picture of them and send them out, and I'm going to keep picking up white and clear beads everywhere I go. One of the things that, it's interesting, if I make the exact same rosary in another color bead, it feels better. So I think what I'm being told is something that's a little bit beyond just the physical. It's talking about, purity and all of those things. But yes, we've got some sitting here now, so hopefully, I'll get them in the mail, and it's whoever picks up them. Yeah, I'm the one with the yellow envelopes with the bubble wrap. They're the ones I use in my business, and I'll be looking for one of those in a few days.
Okay, that's great. And so probably let Shakti also knows that you know what kind of the pouch, what size you need, so probably she can start making them too. And we will look at whatever you send us and we discuss it then. Okay, great. It's sounds like it's after 12, and of course we have a new version of Dough. We are working on it. It's in its last part. We are going through formatting and correction. We are trying to make it as close to what we have in the website. As I said, the website is the latest and the greatest. It's been and will be updated all the time. And I don't know, Tahira, if you find something new in the website and or though that you see that needs to be corrected, and anybody else, let us know, because we are in the last part of getting new Dough ready to be published and bounded in a perfect bounding. We're going to have 100 Dough in perfect bounding, which is going to be much cheaper than the other kind of bounding. Of course, it's not going to be as beautiful and as wonderful as other Dough that we make here, but it's going to be cheaper for the people. They don't want to spend that much money. So we're going to give them two choices: perfect bounding, cheaper way. Probably more people buy it that way, or they can go ahead with the library one bounding, the way we are doing it for Puja and the ones you guys already have, and for Gita. So if you guys look at the website and find some problem in Dough and you like to send it to us, so then we make this last Doughs, we can get it as close as perfect as possible. Okay, well, if nobody has anything to ask or anything, I'll just stay quiet for a while and then we say goodbyes then. Okay, then all of you have a good weekend, and remember, if you need anything, send me email. We have conference rooms now that we can discuss things in private, and so we are in a much better position to be in touch with each other. Salam, see you guys next week.